Hi, I'm Paul Perdue, and I am the infrastructure nerd.
And I'm Mary Jo Boyd, and I'm a legal technologist.
We have always, in PracticeMaster, been able to filter and sort and arrange our columns in a certain way, but you really had to do all three of those things at the same time and know just how to get that set and know where to click to do that. It wasn't really immediately obvious how to get a list of attorneys or judges or clients for Bob or whatever it is that you may be trying to zero in on.
I hear in version 17 that there's a better way to do that.
Yes, it's called Quickviews.
Can you show us how to do it?
I sure can. So in version 16, you could come into the client file, and if you knew where to go, you could click on filters, and you could click on column layouts that you had designed, and you could click on indexes that you had created to get your data organized exactly the way you wanted. But you had to come over to this quick click section or right click in here and know how to make those things happen. It wasn't a thing where you could simply open up the client file and see these things ready for you to use. That's what the quick clicks feature in the quick views feature does in version 17. It takes this away from the quick clicks pane over here and puts it right in front of the user. Let's go take a look at that. I am going to switch over to version 17, and I'm going to go into the same client file, and here we have an example of a quick view. This is the client file. These are the three clients that are in the client file. I've created a quick view that allows me to look by primary attorney. And I can click on the All tab down here. These are called Smart tabs. And I can also click on Primary Attorney 1 and Primary Attorney 2. Now what's happening here is that it's organizing it the way we want, sort-wise, column layout-wise, and filter-wise. And that's important to note because if you look at all the cases here by primary attorney, it shows 2, but if we look at it back here on the client tab, it shows 3, and that's because one of them is inactive. So what this allows me to do is say, show me all the active cases grouped by primary attorney so that we can go straight to that attorney's list of active matters. Another way to look at this is in the contact file. If I go over here and pull up the contact file, you'll notice that I've created an attorneys tab. This simply takes anyone who's got attorney in their, as one of their contact categories and pulls them up. So you could have attorneys, judges, clients. You could subdivide it by certain types of mailing lists that you have. And then here's an example of employees that also uses the Smart tab feature at the bottom where you can break it down by the type of employee. So here is an example of a situation where we don't have the employee type defined for this record. These are the associates, these are the paralegals, these are the partners, and this is all of them. Now, another way that this is hugely significant, if we go back to the client file, is in this calendar tab. In the past, when you came into the calendar tab on the client file, you would see all the records, and you would see multiple records when you had multiple people. When you do this way, if we have 3 people assigned to this record, to this particular calendar item, appointment with me, and we click over on MJ Boyd or over here on PEP, these are 2 users, we will see only their calendar items. So it allows a user to go to a specific matter right here, pull up this matter, go to the calendar tab, and then focus only on their calendar items, not on everybody else's. So if you're the paralegal in a certain matter and you've only got 2 calendar items and the lead and associate attorneys have a whole bunch of other calendar items that you don't want to see, This sort of a view lets you very quickly and very easily drill down to that information. Now, what I find to be most significant about this, as a nerd, which is what I do all day long, is it allows me to take this functionality that we've had for a long time and has been very powerful and has been there, and bring it right out here so that somebody doesn't have to understand what's going on over here. They don't have to know how quick clicks work. They don't even have to look at them. They can simply go to the calendar tab and see their calendar records. They can simply go to the list tab and see their currently active cases. They can simply go to the contact file and see a list of all the employees broken down by type of employee, or whatever it is that we want to break this data down by. It brings it all out to the surface. It takes an incredible amount of power and brings it out to the surface. Now, just a quick view of how this works. I'm going to go into Quickviews and I'm going to pull up this employee quick view, and I'm going to show you that what it does is it allows you to name it. It allows you to define it as a quick view that is only for you or that everybody sees. The ones I'm using in this example are only for me. But once you get these set in your firm, you want to check this box and let everybody see those quick views. It lets you define what filter to use, what column layout to use, what default sort to use, and whether that's ascending or descending. And then that part of it only puts it over here under quick views. The rest of it puts it out here. You can say use custom colors, show as quick view tab, and show smart tabs by a certain thing. So what this says is, here's how I want the tab to look. You can see that there. I want it to be a quick view tab. That means it appears here when we're in the list view. It appears as a sub tab, or what we call a quick view tab. And in this example, this employee's example, we also want to use the smart tabs, which are these tabs at the bottom, and we want to break it down by LW employee type. LW is the name of the initials of the firm. EMP type, that's a field. That LW EMP type holds whether or not this employee is a paralegal, a partner, an associate, clerk, and there's probably a whole bunch of different options, and then breaks these tabs down this way. One last thing that I forgot to mention is that the column layouts come into play too. So here we've selected, here's how the normal contact list looks. Okay, and here's the normal default column layout. But when you'll notice when I click on employees that it instead gives me their name, their work phone extension, and their email address. These are the things that we want to see when we're looking at employees. If we go back over to attorneys, well, we've used the same layout, which doesn't really apply. That's me defining this one wrong. But we go back over to contact and we see this is the default. So we can have a different column layout for each tab to show you the information that's important for each group of people that you're looking at, or for each group of cases that you're looking at, or for each group of calendar items that you're looking at, so that you can see things that are important. So once again, brings everything out to the surface, brings the power of filters, column layouts, and sorts away from this more complex way of selecting them over here and having to kind of almost have the moon in the right phase in order to be able to see what you want to see, and instead brings it right out here into tabs that people can access day in and day out without having to understand how those things work. So there you have it, Quickviews. They pull sorts and quick views and column layouts all together, bring them right up to the surface so that anybody, no matter how much they know about using that functionality, anybody can get to the data that they want to get to.
And that's one way that you can worry less
and practice more.